This is gonna be a cookie. How's it going, you guys? Back with another video. So for those of you who watch the channel and wondering why I haven't uploaded in like 3 months, just because I was away for school in Dallas, Texas, away from home for 4 weeks, and then pretty much as soon as I came back, broke my freaking wrist dirt biking. Just took a weird fall. I wasn't even going that fast, so just coming down this corner, took it weird, kind of the front tire like dipped into this rut in the road, and then just the way I landed on it, snapped it. So I thought I was getting this thing off yesterday, but it looks like it's going to be on for another 4 weeks. So that sucks. I haven't really been driving the car at all or doing any work on it. But a couple days ago, I put that exhaust on. So here's the old one with that shitty rattle. And whatever size this is, like 2-inch or yeah, probably 2-inch. So I got that out, got the new exhaust in there, and that was actually kind of a hassle on its own because the bottom side right here hits the floorboard. So I tried bashing up the floorboard a little bit, but I didn't want to do it too much, obviously. But it was still pressing up against there, so it's really hot. The heat transfers into my feet, and it kind of worries me having it so hot, like it's pressing up against the floorboard, so it's, if the engine wants to move, it's putting more stress on the manifold and downpipe turbo, all of those connections there. So that's kind of worrisome, but anyways, that's not the main problem. I'm not too worried about that. Main problem is it started overboosting again. So soon as I put that on, well, with that on, it was running at 8 psi, pretty much perfectly. Put this one on, it felt a lot faster, but my boost was spiking again like it did before when I had no exhaust on. Just spiking up like at around 4,000 RPMs. It just keeps going up. It'll hit like 14 psi, then I just let off because I don't want to blow the head gasket, obviously. So what I did to test it, I extended the wastegate arm so the wastegate would open easier, and that didn't help at all. So I actually took the wastegate arm completely off. I'll actually show you. There's the wastegate arm. So I took that thing completely off. So the wastegate was wide open. As much exhaust gas as there could be passing the turbo was bypassing the turbo. So it obviously spooled up really slowly, but still once I hit like 4,500, 5,000 RPMs, spiked right up there all the way up to like 15 psi. So I'm like, okay, clearly this turbo is either way too big or the wastegate's too small, pretty much as only 2 options, right? So I emailed Ninjuki Racing. They said there's a batch of about 6 or 7 turbos that had faulty wastegate ports. So they said this is most likely one of them, so they're going to take it back. Well, I have to freaking take it out now, send it to them, they're going to port it out for me, and then we'll put it back in, and hopefully that will be the last of the problems for this car. But if I get that freaking thing back in there and I'm still overboosting, oh boy, I'm not going to be happy. Anyways, hopefully this will be the last of the problems, and after this I can start putting this thing to use. I've really driven, actually I did a fat burnout the other day. I'll throw that in right now because that was pretty sick. Go ahead and drop a fat thumbs up if you like that burnout. Probably my best burnout to date. I really want to do a second gear burnout actually with these guys on. Another thing, my water temp gauge and my wideband gauge both stopped working. This, see, look how this one's maxed out. It's supposed to reset, and then like every time it's supposed to reset, and it doesn't do that, so it just kind of keeps climbing. Sometimes it resets, sometimes it doesn't. So I gotta, hopefully they'll send me a new one of those. and the wideband just randomly stopped working. It reads 14.7 all the time now. So I emailed them, and right now actually I have to check if the sensor heats up when the ignition is on. So we'll check that right now. I'll get back to them, and then they'll probably send me a new one. Whoa, almost dropped my camera there. Anyways, I think that's it. So I'm gonna start taking this turbo out with the freaking nub. It's really, I'm right-handed, so everything's pretty hard. And this cast is getting pretty greasy too. So here's the mid pipe and the test pipe. 3-inch straight pipe all the way back. But you can see it is solid to the floorboard here, pretty much all the way along here. And the only it was hitting here and not closed up there, so I just started cranking these down and closed it up, which is I don't really like, but I mean, what can you do, right? So I'm gonna take this guy off and put the ignition on, see if it warms up with the ignition on. Alright, so that sensor didn't warm up at all with the ignition on, so I think it's broken. And I got the turbo out. So first thing I did was take the downpipe out at the bottom here, and then the top, take the downpipe out, get the intercooler piping out of the way, took the oil feed and the drain off. I didn't have to drain the oil to do that, just there's no pressure in the oil feed, and then the drain is, I just made sure I kept it held up, didn't point it down. So you can keep the oil in there, and then took these bolts out or nuts out and then pull off the turbo. So now I can show you guys. Here's the wastegate, and I took this arm off like I already told you. So this was wide open, and you can see how big the flap is compared to the hole. Flap goes all the way to the outside of this ring here, so you can open that up a lot more. And it's also got, it's just hard edges on the inside, so you can see it just goes down and it's a hard edge. If you curve this edge here, it'll just flow out a lot easier. So I'm kind of tempted to do it by myself, just take off this exhaust housing, take the Dremel and open it up and just port it as best as I can. But I also don't really want to do it on my own, because if I screw it up, then I'd rather them screw it up than me, because if they screw it up I can just get a new turbo probably. So I'm gonna do that, wait however long it takes them. Hopefully they can ship it quickly and get it done real quick, get it back to me, and yeah, that's that. So I still got little things to do while the car's away. I need to get a blow-off valve flange added on to the hot side now, so I can reinstall that. I'm probably gonna polish my car. My dad's got the Acura in here now. He's was doing an oil change on it and stuff, but I want to get that back in here, polish it while the turbo's away. Got that new slave cylinder to put in too. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So thank you guys for watching. I know it's kind of not too interesting, but make sure you leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.